I'm going to unravel a captivating tale of scientific intrigue involving controversy, including allegations of plagiarism, data manipulation, and fraud. On March 8, 2023, with condensed matter physicist Ranga Diaz of the University of Rochester, New York, and his colleagues reporting a discovery of a room temperature near ambient pressure superconductor lithium hydride doped with nitrogen or NLH. Superconductors are a material where electrons can travel with zero resistance. Zero resistance means zero power loss to heat or other effects, so superconductors could enable quantum computers, magnetic levitating trains, generally reduce the energy demand of the planet by making our power grid incredibly ultra efficient. In 2020, Diaz and his team, the researchers behind this most recent discovery, announced a different discovery of superconductivity in carbonaceous sulfur hydride or CSH, a hydrogen containing material that was able to achieve superconductivity at 287 Kelvin but required 267 gigapascals. Allegedly, this was the first room temperature superconductor ever discovered. The initial reactions from scientists were actually positive, however, not everyone is convinced. Professor Hirsch from the University of California, a condensed matter theorist, noticed some inconsistencies in the magnetic susceptibility plots in that Nature paper, which led him to investigate further. His investigation uncovered similarities between the CHS data and a 2009 result on europium. Even though these two materials behave entirely differently and both had measurements conducted by the very same person, Matthew Devasai, although Debussy refused to hand over the original data, and unsuspecting co-author of that paper, thinking they were setting out to examine the result and defend them, actually found evidence that the magnetic susceptibility data appeared to have been copied and pasted from one temperature range to another temperature range. That co-author did absolutely the right thing and alerted the journal, and the journal ultimately retracted the 2009 European paper due to data manipulation. This raised some level of concern about the CSH susceptibility data when other researchers attempted to reproduce Ranga Diaz's result. They were unable to. They couldn't synthesize the CSH material, let alone observe any evidence whatsoever of superconductivity, and theoretical physicists also suggested to model the CSH result. Lilia Boeri from the University of Rome noted that not a single structure containing carbon, sulfur, and hydrogen was capable of superconducting had ever been found in the 2.5 years of investigation since that first paper was released. Diaz refused to provide the CSH data files, claiming on his part that this patent application process prevented him from sharing them. In December of 2021, 2 days after the European paper was retracted, Diaz and Salamat, one of his co-authors, changed their minds and suddenly published the complete dataset for the magnetic susceptibility measurements in an odd act of suddenly transparency, totally not prompted by the fact his previous paper got retracted. So that data gets released in 2021, and almost immediately, Hirsch and one of his colleagues, Dirk van der Merle, a condensed metaphysicist, spotted some problem in the data. On September 26, 2022, the CSH paper was also retracted, citing the non standard method used in data analysis, which is a weird way of writing we made up the results. Diaz does maintain to this day that the data is valid, but this explanation doesn't account for the data relationships observed by other researchers. They need substantial evidence to back them up.